Good day, everyone. This is Jacket Setro welcoming you to Setro Craft channel. Yeah, Setro Craft channel. We here today to do something new. Yeah, and you know, I want to say gang gang. And so when you're acting a film and you're saying gang gang gang, it means you want to do something new, an action you want to take on. So today I want to be making male fashion, male basic bodice pattern. Male basic bodice pattern, just a simple bodice pattern of a male, how you can achieve a male top or a male shirt like this, or a male buba. The Africans call it buba and shokoto. Yeah, if you don't know what it is. So it could be south, it could be south, it could be Niger, south Niger Delta, it could be we also have Agbada and all the likes. We're starting with the basics today. We're starting with just the basic bodies for the male basic bodies. So it's as easy as A and B and C. Remember that's the slogan at Setro Fashion School. Setro Fashion School is just, our website is www.setrofashionschool.com. It's very easy starting with us. So let's get started. Remember, it's always as easy as A and B and C. So I'm getting started. I'll be using these measurement parameters to draft out the basic bodice pattern. Back 18, chest 43, sleeve 10, round sleeve 13, round armhole 18, blouse or buba top or your top length is 32. Then we have hips 40. But you know one thing, I'll be making the blouse length 30. I'll be making the blouse length 30. Then I'll be making the blouse hips 40. Then half length 19. So let's just start. And you see how easy it is to achieve the male basic bodies. So assuming this is your fabric, you know this is a pattern. Just assume this as your fabric. So I just want to cut out the measurements I'll be needing for this draft. You just take your tape rule this way. Remember, this will be unfold. It will be unfold this way. It will be unfold this way. So this is the front bodice. This is the front panel. What will determine the extent of your fold? You could just ask me that. What will determine the extent of your fold is the biggest part of your measurement. It could be the chest or the hips for the male. So, and also the tummy, please don't leave out the tummy measurement. We have people that have protruded tummies, so if their tummy is big and their hips are small, you know, could have funny shapes, you know, so it's all pretty. So you could just take cognizance of the tummy. If it's the tummy that is bigger than the hips and the chest, so you use that measurement. So, but for these drafts I want to make, you can see the chest is 46 and the hips is 40. So actually it's the chest that is the biggest circumference. That's what we'll be using to determine the extent of our fold. So 46, remember, let me just clearly state it, that male bodies, they don't have allowances like you had for females, so they don't really add much allowance. So for that just sewing, I'm just going to add 1 inch sewing allowance or seam allowance. So 46 chest, 46 inches is going to give me 47. So 47, I'll divide that by 4. Why am I dividing by 4? It's as easy as A and B and C. Assume this to be the front panel of your fabric is onto 2-fold. Then I'm going to show you the back panel. It's also into 2-fold. 2 plus 2 will give us 4. That's why we're always divided by 4. So 47 divided by 4 is going to give me 11 3/4. 11 3/4, that's 12 less quarter. So this fold, the extent of this fold is pretty okay. Having gotten the extent of your folds this way, you now do what? You take the length, your buba length, or the top length, or the male body's pattern length. So from my measurement parameters, you've seen I want to be using length 30. So I just get my tape rule this way. This length 30. And a quick note, you'll be adding 4 inches. This 4 inches, it's actually for the back panel. You're going to turn up the back panel the back panel is always higher than the front panel. As you can see, it's going to fall to the front. It's unlike the female top. So the back is always higher than the front. It falls to the front. Then plus turning in allowance. So that's what that 4 inches would be. There are various methods of achieving it. In subsequent videos, I'll just teach you simpler methods or other methods of achieving this. So, but let's just get started with this. So, 30 plus 4 inches, that will give me 34. So, I'll just cut out on that. I'm just cutting out the back pattern this way. So, actually today I'll be teaching you a pattern, just a pattern whereby I'll achieve those fronts, then I'll slant my neckline and then achieve the back. But in subsequent videos and at subsequent times, I'll be teaching you a very more simpler method whereby I'll just have slanted my back. I've just have slanted my front panel. After slanting my front panel, I'll just place it on the back. I'll place it on the back. After placing it on the back, I'll just add the needed 3.5 inches to the back. So with that, you could just save the 3.5 inches on your front measurements. You will not need to add the 3.5 inches to the front because it's actually the back that needs the 3.5 inches. It's going to fall to the front this way. But today I'm not teaching you that method. I just want to teach you achieving same together. But subsequent ones, I'm going to teach you how you could just achieve your front panel, then you place it at the back, you achieve your back panel and add the 3.5 extra inches that you're going to make up for the fall to the front and the turning in. So let's get started. We've gotten your fabric folded out. This is the front panel and this is the back panel. So just by getting your measurements, the length and the biggest part of the body. So what do you do next? Remember that I told you that the front is shorter than the back. The back is going to come to the front this way. So what do? I'll just remove that 4 inches. That's what I was trying to explain to you, that the next time I'm going to teach you another method of achieving it. So I'm just going to remove that 4 inches from the front panel this way. You cut out that 4 inches that you added to the measurements of the front. Why are we cutting it? The back is always higher than the front. The back falls to the front, as you can see. The back falls, overlaps to the front for male, and you have the turning. So that's this 3.5 inches to 4 inches is going to make up for that. So with this we have, okay, we've gotten out the 4 inches difference this way, the 4 inches difference. So we now cut out our neckline. The front neckline is usually 2.5 inches by 3 inches. But for people on the plumpy side, you know their neck will be fatter, so you could use 2 3/4 by 3.5 or 4. 2 3/4 by 3.5 or 4. But on the average, usually use 2.5 inches by 3 inches. So we have it this way. Just get out the curvy shape of the neck. Get out the curvy shape of the neck this way. Then you come to the back. The back is always high, so it's not as low as the front. So it's also going to be 2.5 inches, but by 2 inches. 2.5 inches by 2 inches. If it's someone on the pumpy side, it could be 2.5. After arriving at your neckline this way, we now want to get our back. Just your back from here to your shoulder point this way, or your across back. You can see this is folded into 2, and the across back is 18. You divide by 2, and that will give you 9. But you don't cut on that exact 9. You add 1 inch sewing allowance. So from here down to 9, this is 9. Then you add 1 inch sewing allowance. That will make it 10. That's your shoulder. Then from this shoulder point, you come down by 1 inch. Why are you coming down? The shape of the shoulder is slanting. As you can see, Bodice said it. The shape of the shoulder is slanting. For some persons, it could be ½ inch if it's not too slopey this way, or it could be 1.5 inch or whatever you. So I'll come down by 1 inch this way. You slant your shoulder by 1 inch. So you just come from the neckline and arrive that 1 inch slant. So with this, after arriving at this, what do you now do? After arriving at the slanty shape of the shoulder for the front, you will now achieve the slant of the back shoulder as well. The difference between them should be 3.5 inches. So you just tape your tape rule this way, 3.5 inches. You mark it through 3.5 inches. That's the slope on the shoulder line. Please, you can see the line I'm using. It's not this, it's the slanted shoulder line. So the difference between the front and back slope should be 3.5 inches. Just rule out this way. There's another method to achieving this. Remember, I said I'll be teaching you next time. So these are slope. After arriving at this right now, we now determine what's the distance between these points. Remember, our cross back ends on 10. 10. So what's the distance? You can see it's 3.5 inches. This is the back. This is the back panel, and this is the front panel after slanting the shoulder. So we want to achieve the armhole point right now. So what do? This 3.5 inches, you divide it by 2. You divide it by 2, and that will give you 1¾ inches. So this front slant of the slope of the shoulder, you come here 1¾ inches, 1.5, then 1¾ So you mark this point. This is the point we'll be starting from. So our slope, remember, our armhole is 18. So plus 1, just like you're using the measurement of your back, this 10. So you also use that 10 here. So you arrive at this 10 vertically this way. So just connect your point this way. This, just shape out your armhole. Got in your armhole that way. Right now, you now come to the chest measurement. Chest measurement. What's the chest like? Our chest is 46. Remember, I told you we'll be having up just 1 inch sewing allowance. That's 47. So 47 divided by 4, because the fabric or the pattern is into 4-fold. 47 divided by 4 will give us 11 3/4. 11 3/4. So you have your chest here. This is 11.5 plus quarter. So 11 3/4. Remember your sewing allowance, it's already included in that. So this is 11 3/4. Is 11 3/4 inches. Then you come to your half length point. Your half length is 19. So this point 19. What do I want to do? I just want to shape out the measurement. This half length 19. Remember, this is the chest point. The chest and the hips are always equal. Remember, you take the largest part. Remember, this chest is actually the hips measurement that we use to arrive at this, because our hips is much more smaller. Then to remember, you do your turn up about 2 inches or 3 inches. So it all depends. So you notch this place for your turn up. Just the male neck. This is how the neck would be, very firm. With this, you'll not be seeing the singlets. With this, the neck will just be very firm on the male. So it's just as easy as that. This is the male, Bodice. This is the back panel. So right now we just cut out our sleeve and our facing. Okay, you can see the 3.5 inches difference between the front and the back panel. So when you fold, when you're sewing, then it's going to come down this way. This back is going to fall to the front this way. You see, that's how you have men's clothing. So with that, you can see it's just very easy that way. Then you want to achieve your sleeve. The sleeve, I'm just going to do 1 fold of the sleeve. So you have the sleeve this way. This is the fold, but if it's your fabric, you know you have 2 folds. So this 1 fold, what do you want to achieve? The round armhole is 18, and half of 18 is 9. You could just take your tape rule, 8 inches this way, and you try to achieve something like a question mark this way. So you see, we'll be getting 9, half of the round armhole. So with this, you achieve your sleeve length. Sleeve length is 10 inches. Then you add 1 or 2 inches for turning in. Then you add your round sleeve. Your round sleeve. Round sleeve is 13. 13 will divide by 2. That's because the fabric is into 2 fold of the pattern. 6.5 plus half inch sewing allowance. That will make it 7. So with this, you just rule out. And you have your pattern made out this way. So this is the sleeve. It's just as easy as A and B and C. For female sleeve, you could just go to my video on how to cut female sleeve, be it jackets or puff sleeve and how to cut your neckline. It's my cardboard, it's pretty funny. With this, you just notch. It's good to go. So with this, the sleeve is ready. You can see. So what is remaining for us right now, as you can see, the sleeve has actually fit into the armhole. I hope you can see that. So what is remaining right now? It's your facing. Everybody say facing, facing. This is what we call facing for the back. So you could want a straight facing this way, or a V facing, or a curved facing. It all depends on what you want. So, and you could just make a funny fashion, a crazy fashion, and achieve any type of facing you want. There are no hard and fast route to it. You could just be the first person that will invent that type of facing. Then people will follow you. So let me just see what type of facing I want to be making out. It's just like a curved facing. Just place this, the folded end. I could just curve it this way because I could like a curvy shape. So with this, so with this, you've seen this type of facing I've been able to achieve. So you just place the facing. If you're sewing, you sew this way. So when you're done with sewing, you just turn in this way, sew this way. And when you're done with sewing, you just come out this way. So you have the facing at the back this way, just like you have it. This is a straight facing. So that's what I'm just telling you. You could just be creative. You could just come with some colors. It all depends on you. So male fashion is just as easy as A and B and C, etc. fashions go. It's pretty easy. So you can just see we've achieved the basic bodies, basic male pattern bodies, basic bodies for the male pattern, well detailed. It's just as easy as A and B and C. So if you've actually enjoyed this video and you've learned something, don't forget to share. After sharing, don't forget to send me your likes, your thumbs up, your comments. I need your comments so much. So just send me your comments and I'll serve you better. So Central Craft Fashion, we're always here for you. And remember, it's always as easy as A and B and C. So till I come your way next time, do have a lovely time. Bye-bye.